Alright guys, so today it is time for another makeover video. So I've done 4 or 5 of these so far. MAC, Bare Minerals, Charlotte Tilbury, Ulta. Now we're doing Lancome today. I have gotten my makeup done by Lancome one time for another video when I tested their like custom foundation from the machine thing a few years ago. So I'll link that in the eye and down below if you missed that video, and I'll also link my other makeover videos down below. But basically I go in with a bare face. We're going to downtown Nordstrom and there's a crap ton of traffic right now. So I need to get going. It's a weekday morning right now. And I just let them paint my face and see what happens. I do have permission to film in there. I'm only showing the makeup artist's hands, and then I'm gonna be talking through all the steps and products they use and everything. By the way, I know that's not how you say Lancome. I'm gonna ask her how to say it because when I say it, it sounds like I'm trying too hard. So I just say Lancome, okay? So if you enjoy these makeover videos and you wanna see them continue, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. I appreciate it. If you're new here, I upload every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific time.
Not my first rodeo. So we're gonna start with just cleansing your face with a micellar water. This just gets any light makeup, anything residual off your skin.
So she's starting off with a toner that has sweet almond, rose water, and honey. And she said that this is good for dry skin. And before she went in with that, she was just kind of patting down with a towel to make sure that none of that micellar water was left over on my skin. And she's giving me a nice facial massage.
This is the eye serum that is a part of that same line. It's a caffeine and antioxidant blend, so any sort of puffiness, it deflates with that medical grade steel and caffeine. And then the antioxidant is a glowy finish. I'm gonna run it right across your lash line. It's also approved for lash fortification and enhancement.
Does that help with darkness or mostly just like the puffiness?
The antioxidant is a brightener, and so yeah, that'll help just a little bit with darkness. Over time, I find that it helps a lot more like as you use it consistently. And I keep the eye cream right on that ocular bone. I don't want it to go any higher because your eyes will do that work for themselves. They'll kind of absorb it up near them.
And she's going in with the kind of cult favorite skincare product, I would say, from Lancome, which is their Genifique Serum. I feel like that's kind of one of their most well-known ones, working that into the skin. And then she's going to use a rose water spray to add some moisture into my skin, tapping that in. And then she's going to use a brush to apply some primer. I'm going to have all the exact products listed down below in the description box.
Same brush with that primer. I'm going to go in with the Tint Idol foundation.
That's how you say it. I was in like Tint Idol Ultra.
Make sure we like this color.
What shade is this one?
This is 110. Gives you that really beautiful porcelain finish. So I'm just doing a really sheer cover because overall your tone is really even. And so I don't need to use this as any sort of redness blocker really. And I want to make sure that your freckles show through it. You almost need none. So I'm just going to do a really soft coverage there.
She did use an eye primer, so she's just tapping that on my lids right now before going in with eyeshadow.
I'm going to use Beige Brulee, and I like this palette because I love the soft kind of pinky toned taupe colors and then ashy brown. And I want to just set the primer I put on your eyes, except I don't want to set your lid. We're going to use a color called Rubus. It is one of our like crayon eyeshadows, and I just want to have it right on the edge of your lid, and then we're gonna actually layer color with it, but I want this like really subtle kind of pinky undertone to the eye. Well, we're gonna play with soft wing today, nothing's harsh.
So after applying that kind of maroon liner, she's adding a brown shadow and kind of building up like a soft wing shape, dusting away some of the fallout and just cleaning up the edges a little bit. She spent a lot of time on the eyeshadow. I cut this down a lot, but she spent a lot of time blending and everything. So then she's kind of pressing on that shimmer shade onto the lid, going back in and blending, and kind of working it closer into the crease. One thing to note is that on my left eye, like if you're looking straight on, I do have a freckle right there on my lid. So it looks like the eyeshadow is kind of splotchy, but it's a freckle. So for concealer, she said she mixed a waterproof concealer in the shade Ivory with a liquid cream highlight product. So she mixed those two on a palette, and then she's applying it to my under eyes using like a fluffier brush. and kind of going back and forth. Concealer's crazy.
And I like it all the way up in that shadow. I like this combo too because it creates the ability to kind of like bring it all the way down on your cheek, right? Like it's not just that like classic triangle of light, but you can just blend it right onto that cheekbone.
Then she went back to the eyeshadow, so she said she took a pencil brush with nothing on it just to soften the line and kind of blend everything. And then once the concealer was on there now, then she's going to start working on the lower lash line. So she just took that same transition shade that she started with and blended a little bit of that. Then she added some more concealer to my chin and my upper lip and a little bit on my nose. Then she's tightlining using that same maroon product. Here's the look of the makeup. And then she actually went in with a brown eyeshadow, and then she sprayed it with setting spray and used that to add a little bit of a tail to my brow and then also just a little bit closer in. Applying a pink blush here, she said to do a closed mouth smile so that she could get the apples of my cheeks. And then she's using a eyeshadow from that same eyeshadow palette and using that as highlight. For lips, she's lining using a Lancome lip liner called Rose Tea, and she said that she's not going to completely fill this in, she just wanted to create a little bit of shape there. And then she's going in with a lipstick. This one is called Blush Classic, and that's the final lip look right there. She told me to push my lips together, whatever it's called, purse them together. Then she's going in with a bronzer. This bronzer is in the shade Sunset. She used a lash primer, which I feel like sometimes can really help just with volume and everything. So she applied that to both sides of my lashes, and then she went in with a black mascara that she said is a lifting mascara. I'll have the exact one she used down below. As you can see, she got some pretty good volume here. So then she went in with a separate one just to separate, like a separate wand with no product on it. Then just cleaning up some of the fallout and just mascara with a Q-tip, and then tight lining with a little bit of a black on my upper lash line. Then she's spraying that same rose setting spray again. PSA to Nordstrom, you guys need some better beauty lighting. But here's the final look. I'm going to show you what it looks like in natural lighting right here. Okay, so I'm on the roof of where I parked, and I have to exit the building in a few minutes because I already paid, but here is what the finished makeup looks like. The lighting in there wasn't super great, so I tried to get like different angles and shots and stuff, but here's pure natural lighting. I like the highlight. She actually used an eyeshadow as a highlight. I like the like smokiness and then how she tight lined and it kind of lifted the eyes a little bit. I don't love the under eyes. I feel like they look pretty dark, but overall I think it does look just like a natural but still rosy and kind of pretty look. I will say I was a little bit nervous when she was going with the Lancome Tint Idol Ultra because you guys know how I feel about that foundation, but I told her I wanted glowy skin, and she said she was gonna do like the base super plump and glowy with like skincare and different primers and stuff, and then go over it with the matte foundation. And I was kind of thinking like it wasn't actually going to come through and look glowy, but my skin definitely looks very glowy, so I like that. She wanted to do light coverage, so she said she just went in with like a really light amount of the foundation, because that foundation you can definitely use more and get more coverage, but she just went in with like a light wash of it basically. And I like that it does look just very like fresh and rosy. Let me know what you guys think down below. How do you think the Lancome makeup artist did? How do you think it turned out? What would you do differently? I also like that she did some different techniques. Like she used, my arm is so sore right now from holding my camera for like an hour and a half. Whew, okay. I like that she used a brush with the eyeshadow, like a dark brown eyeshadow, and wet it with some of the setting spray to use as almost like a brow gel. And she said that she wasn't using it on my skin. She was kind of just like coating the hairs with it. So she used a lot of products in different ways. Like she used that eyeshadow palette for the highlight. I like doing that myself, like using products for different things. So I like that she did that as well. But yeah, let me know where you guys want to see a makeover video next. If you enjoyed, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. I will have all the products used on my face listed down below if you want to check anything out. And thank you, Lancome, for doing this. I gotta go to a doctor's appointment now and get some food. I'm starving, getting a little hangry here. But I love you guys. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.